Hey friends, welcome back to Watavue Mountain. You guessed it, you can see we're back at the mountain today, so you know it's going to be a great, wonderful day. Hopefully a great couple of days, we'll see. Wonderful weather. I think it's like 50 degrees right now. Bob's out, then he's gone. Just perfect, just a little breeze. It's a great day, absolutely beautiful day. We're truly blessed. I can't say anything more. I mean, it's all the way around just absolutely blessed for us to be here, to be working on this mini cabin, the pole barn, everything else that we get to do here. Absolute blessing. And we hope you're blessed as well, feeling blessed as well. Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for checking us out. If you like this series, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon so you know when we post new content. As always, enough of me jabbering. Let's get to busy. All right, what's the task at hand today? Today should be a simple kind of sort of day, but we'll see. I always say that and it always ends up taking me longer than expected. So today's Monday. I have until Friday to get this project done. Oh, I didn't tell you what the project is. We're gonna put a deck here. So we're finally gonna build a porch, get rid of these janky steps. It's gonna be 16 by 8 deck. It'll be up on posts. I'm gonna put the 6x6s in the ground as opposed to up off the ground like I did with those ones, just because it's easier. And everything that I've read and seen, you know, if I get 25 years out of some pressure treated lumber, I think I'll be doing okay, and I can replace these 3. There's just gonna be 3 out here in 25 years, and I'll be okay. But first things first, I gotta get this tree out of the way. I thought we were gonna leave it up to come through the deck. I thought that'd be kind of cool, but the boss lady says nope. So that's got to go. Then I'm going to lay out my stringers, some more Pythagorean theorem. I'm not going to show you this time. We've already done it twice. I've shown you twice. So check out the layout of the mini cabin. I'll try to throw that video up here so you can see that. So then I'll cut this tree down, get my stringers strung, square, and then we'll go from there. Well, of course, that went the wrong way, but that's okay. Just landed on that 6x6, no harm, no foul. So let me get that cleaned up and then we'll start laying out this deck. Well, now for my favorite part. That took me all of an hour and a half. It's way harder to do a layout by yourself than it is with 2 people. So keep that in mind. Again, if you're doing this yourself, it's gonna take a while. So yeah, it took me about an hour and a half to get this dialed out. So now we're there. I know I said I was never going to use this auger again. However, I'm going to, just because there are plenty of folks who said, hey, I'll let you use my stuff. I just don't like to ask because, you know, Murphy's Law says I'm going to tear something up. So I got these spots marked out with some red paint. I'm going to pull the string down and get this thing fired up and get these holes dug. Little fast forward magic there for you. Holes are dug. You can say what you want about that Harbor Freight post hole digger, but it's been sitting for almost a year since we dug the holes for the cabin. And I just threw a splash of new fuel in there, cranked right up, maybe second pull, and got through all these holes, no problem. All down to 24 inches. So what I'm gonna do now, I don't know where my post leveler went, that orange one that went around the corners. So I'm just going to use a regular level to try to square these up, or plumb these up rather, and then get that concrete thrown in there, and then we're going to call it a night. I don't think we're going to be able to hunt tonight. It's already 3:45, so no hunting tonight, but that's okay. I'm not going to show you how I do all this. We already went through step by step with the mini cabin. I think we even did it with the pole barn. So again, just gonna get these set, dump the concrete. I'm gonna dump it dry, and then I'm gonna pour some water in there. So that's the plan. So we're gonna cue the music, cue the fast forward, and let's see if we can get this knocked out. I feel like we've had this discussion before with these 6-inch posts using an 8-inch auger. I should have probably used a 12-inch. I think I said that the last time too. It just never occurs to me till after. So we'll see how this does. I poked some holes with a stick. I used that that pry bar a little bit too. That end one was wide enough. You saw I had to dig that out a little bit more. I had to go more to the I guess that's the south side, because I wasn't out to that 8-foot mark touching that string. But I got everything leveled up with just this, plumbed up rather, plumbed up with this. It looks real nice. This one's touching the string a little bit, but I realized later that my screw or my nail here is about a 1/2 inch in from the end. It wasn't right on the end, so I had to push that out a little, and it actually worked out well so I could get this plumb. So they're all plumb. The good news is that, you know, there's dry concrete down in the bottom, but it's supposed to rain tonight. So hopefully it doesn't rain too much. Hopefully it's a nice slow little drizzle sprinkle, and it just kind of seeps down in there and finishes curing off that concrete. But just having the concrete in there dry already kind of made it feel more sturdy and more stable. So I think we're in good shape. So I'm gonna call it there for today. Like I said, nope, no getting in the woods today. It's already 16:15 or 4:15 for my civilian friends. And I still got, as you can see, all this stuff that I got to clean up and put up. So yeah, have a good night, and we'll see you in the morning. As predicted, it rained all day yesterday. Nice, slow, steady drizzle. A couple heavy downpours here and there, but all day it rained. And as you can see behind me, I mean, look at that fog. It's just something else today. So here we are, day 2. I'm gonna try to film everything with the GoPro. The boss lady's not here, so it's just me trying to film and do the work and explain everything to you. So I'll do the best I can. If I miss a step, I'm sorry. Leave a comment down below if you think I missed something, and I'll respond to that comment and let you know what I did if I missed something and you see I missed something. So these are absolutely rock solid. I mean, I can't even wiggle it a little bit. I've already been kind of playing around. I found my level for the posts. Now I don't even know where I put it. But I found my post level. Oh, here it is. It was in a bucket underneath the cabin. So I went around and checked all of them. And as you can see there, our bubble's pretty good right there. We're good and plumb. Good and plumb on this side too. So I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out just using that little 6-inch torpedo level. So let me get these strings down. Let me get the batten boards down and the supports, and then we'll talk about what we're gonna do next. Okay, so what I have to do first, I got everything all cleaned up. I took these stairs off. I need to find what's level with the bottom of this door jamb or the top of the subfloor. So what I've done is a couple different ways you can do this, but I have that laser level, so I figured, well, why not? Let's give it a whirl. So what I've done is I've been tinkering with it off camera, and I got it lined up here. So as you can see, it is lined up right there with the top of the door jamb. Bottom of the door jamb, top of the subfloor. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go across. I'm gonna make marks so that I can lay out a string line, not a string line, what is it called? Tape, no, chalk line. Jeez Louise. Lay out a chalk line so I can cut this off. And we're gonna cut it off level with the subfloor because that'll give us room for our deck boards as well as the spacing below it. So you'll see, it'll make sense in a minute. So let me mark that out, and then we'll do the chalk line and we'll get it cut. All right, not that I didn't trust the level, I just didn't trust my eyes. So I marked there in the corner. You can barely see that orange string there. It goes right underneath. And then I threw this little line level on here so you can see. Perfect little bubble, even if I pull it out just a titch. I hate to touch it, but just to give you the point. I mean, we're dead nuts right there. So now I'm gonna get my chalk line. I'm gonna snap a chalk, and then I'm gonna come right across here and I'm gonna cut the bottoms off of all these boards. So let me take that down, get those nails out, get the big saw, some glasses. Let's do some work. I'm gonna try to just unzip this straight across. I got my blade set at 1 inch, just a titch under, because I don't want to tear up all this house wrap behind here or the insulation down here. So I'm just gonna take my time, go nice and slow, and try not to tear it up. If I do, I'll probably just come back and tape it. Plus, we're still gonna put that vinyl flashing, you'll see, over top of that. So eyes and ears, and here we go. All right, I might have gone a little too light, but that's okay. Now I'm just going to move to the other side and keep on doing it. All right, let me not get ahead of myself here. So I have enough space here for those 5/4 deck boards. As we know, though, they're not really 5/4, which means 1.25 inches. They're really 1 inch. So what I got to do is I got to measure down 1 inch. So right there, I'm going to do the same thing on the other end. Pop a string line, and then that's where we'll put the top of that ledger board. If I can, oh, spray foam. I got to get the spray foam out of there first. And then that's where we'll pop that ledger board. So let me do that, move the camera back, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. First things first, got to keep the work site clean. All right, so this is that flashing I was talking about. You see, this piece will go up behind the wood. Then it comes out the whatever 1.75 inches to cover that 2x material, and then it's got one lip here, kind of at an angle. It's tough to see there, so it kind of directs the flow of water, right? So there you can see how it dips down here on the end. So that will cover, this will fit over the board, and then the water will just roll off the edge. So of course I got nails real close here, so I'm gonna have to use the little cutter to cut those nails, and then pop these out just a titch, because the siding is tight as a tick. So I'm gonna use the hammer and just pop this out. I mean, literally, I don't even know what that is. It's a millimeter maybe, or 2 or centimeter. But I gotta make the space for that to get behind there. So let me do that. We'll put the flashing in, and then we'll do the rim joist. All right, again, not exactly thinking ahead when we did this. Nailed these down. All these nails are what's the problem. So again, I got my little whatever this is called, oscillating multi-tool. Whew, it's been one of those days. So I'm just gonna reach up under here, cut these nails, so then I can pull these out just a titch, just to slide that behind it. So nail there. There you go. That's it. So this side's all loose. Now we'll slide that up underneath there, and we'll see what we got to do right here around the door. We'll probably have to cut that, fold it back up under it, and then keep working our way down. Almost comical how hard that was. After I popped all the screws off, I still had trouble with the house wrap getting bunched up when I was trying to slide it up under there. So now that I got all that done all the way across, and you see I trimmed this out here around there, ran that back. It's still at an angle, and that'll eventually get closed off too, but it still goes under there. I got at least a 6-inch overlap right here, so that'll be good. And then on to another piece. I had to put screws in these ones because I had to cut all these nails, and as you can see, that's the piece of board there. So I might end up replacing these anyhow. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, big struggle. I was on the struggle bus big time that time. I think I got it figured out. So what I'm gonna do is I got the end of this. I don't think you can see that. I got the end of the ledger board there jacked up with a dead man. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift it up. I remarked my line. Once I get the ledger board secured, I'm just gonna scoochie this trim back down a little bit, and then that will give me a little space to help tack it in place as well. So let's see how this goes. This is a 16-foot board. I'm all by myself. So what I'm gonna try to do is get it up, get a screw in that end. I already placed screws in it just to help me secure it. And then that way, and then I'll come back and I'll try to get it level. So if at first it doesn't look like it's level, it's because it probably isn't. I'm just praying that this stays in this corner and doesn't fall off and make things 10 times worse. So let's see how this goes. All right, looks good with the short level. Wow. See if I can get on the edge there. All right. That wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be. It's always crazy. And we got about 1 1/16 inches. That's a little more there. This might have to come up a titch, but it's level, so I don't know what to do. Well, it ain't gonna hurt to come up just a hair. Oh yeah, that looks better. Yeah, that's it. All right. Now, like I said, I'll just scoot this down if I can. And that's going to just sit right over top of that ledger board to help keep that protected from the rain. So let me get these lag bolts in, and then we'll go from there. So if you go to the Fasten Master website, it will give you these specs on these headlock screws. How many per board, and how far the spacing is. So I have to do a minimum of 2 on the end because it's a 2x8, and then about every 13 inches after that in a W pattern. So you'll kind of see as we go exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, I'm just marking them out. I did 3 on that other end. So I'm marking it out about every 12 inches. Better safe than sorry. The astute observer probably noticed that some of these aren't connected to anything really. I'm gonna have to put some blocking behind here. I got 6-inch lag bolts instead of lag screws instead of 4-inch. So in the interim, I'm probably just gonna leave these screws in place, the 3-inch deck screws, just to help keep it there. And then once I have some help, I'm still going to go ahead and start laying out the joist and everything. But I'm going to have to come back. It's secure. I got 3 in this 6x6. I got 2 in that one and 3 at the end. And they're still catching. They're just, I don't think they're structurally ready for a load yet. So, yep. So that's where we're at with that. So let me figure out what we're going to do with these posts. And get them cut up, and then yeah, and then get our rim joist done. There we go. Okay, let's do a little walkie-talkie here. So I had to cut this last piece out here. I went about 4 inches. This is the end towards the middle of the cabin because I'm gonna do I'm gonna double band the rim joists, and then the laser level's already set up there, as you can see, and I verified it was to the bottom of that line that I cut, so 1 inch above where we actually need for these posts. So what I did is I came on all these posts and I marked that same line that the laser level's at. I'll come down 1 inch, and then that's going to be the top of my post, so that the rim joists will be flush with that, and then the decking will sit flush on top of that. So so I measured those all out to level, like I said, level to where I cut already, and then I'm going to come back, I'm going to measure down 1 inch, and then I'm going to cut these out with the circular saw and probably the Sawzall, and then I'll do my measurements for the rim joists. Like I said, I'm going to double band it on the outside, so I'll take a little bit more off than you might see in some other videos, which is another point that I guess I need to bring up. If you look on YouTube, there's 999,000 different ways to do this. I just chose the way that I think is the best. Like I said, I overlooked the 6-inch lag bolts. That's going to be a problem. So I have to run into town later anyhow to get some more water. So I might just bite the bullet and buy some 4-inch lag bolts. So enough of that. Anyhow, let me get these cut out down to size, and then we'll go from there. All right, it's not pretty, but it's done, and I left them all an inch higher I left them flush with the cut that I made on the house. Just because at this point I just don't trust my math right now. I got too many numbers in my head. It's foggy, it's getting cold. So that's where we're at. So I'm gonna tack up a board for my rim joists. I'll tack it to the house. I'll tack it to here with a level. And then I'll just make my marks. I think that's going to be better than me trying to do math. So let me tack it up to the house here. We'll stay right there and I'll show you what I'm doing. All right, let's see how this goes. All right, so I'm going to leave that set up on top of there for just a second. I'm going to try to flush that up with the top here. We'll just do one screw there. And then we're going to come over here. That's level, but that's not up to the top. So let me move that up. All right, now that's flush. We can come up with this just a hair. There we go. That's the bubble I'm looking for. Let's take a look at that. There you go, center bubble all day. All right, so now we know we're good there. And now I can just do my marking off of this board here. On the bottom, I'll mark it so I know where to make my cut so that this will be resting on that 6x6. So let's measure that and go from there. All right, so I made a line right here underneath that board. And now I'm just going to continue that line on the back side here. Double, so 3 inches. And then all the way across the front. Because I'll have another rim joist doubled up on the front here. So now I need to come back 3 inches this way from this side, because I'm going to have a double rim joist here, and then 3 inches from this side because I'm going to have a double rim joist here. So yeah, so this little piece right here is not really going to go for structural stability. It'll still help because I'll still have lag bolts coming into it, but the 2x8 sitting on this will be the support that we're going to get for structural, if that makes sense. So that load going down, and then this will also provide a little bit of that, but we'll use some Z fasteners or something here as well to help make sure this doesn't heave up or lift up. So let me grab the saw, let me get this cut out, and we'll move on down and mark the rest of them. Well, you know, as fate would have it, I'm sitting here editing a video on this beautiful rainy day, and just too much to pack into one video. Again, I could probably time lapse through most of this, not explain a lot of what I'm doing. However, I feel that there are a lot of homeowners out there or DIYers that are like us, that are trying to do this, who can learn something from our mistakes. So we'll just keep doing it like this, where I'll do a little outro at the end if I feel like I have too much content, because we still got a long way to go on this deck. And I'm moving along pretty slow because it's just me. So I think we're making great progress, so we're real happy with where we're at so far with this, and we hope you're enjoying it. We hope you're still digging the step-by-step instructions. Again, as always, if you're not, hit the comments down below. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you think we can do better, and then the same thing with whatever part of the process we're in, whether it's this video or any other video. Leave us your comments. Let us know what you think we could do. Got lots of comments on our pulling the well video and installing the new well video, so thank you for those. And we're just going to keep rolling along here. So yeah, absolutely blessed. I mean, this deck project, it seemed like it was going to be super simple, and it really wasn't that bad. It's just, as most projects, working with especially long spans of lumber, much easier if we had people. But it is what it is. You'll see in the next video, I had to come up with another couple creative solutions in order to be able to put those the joists in, the hangers, and then get the decking on. So thanks for coming. Thanks for checking us out. Like I said, we're blessings all the way around to you and your family. God is really, truly good to all of us, especially good to us. It just is what it is. So thanks for coming. Thanks for checking us out. As always, if you like this video, this whole series, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon over that way. Look up this way. We're going to post a new video up here, something related to this mini cabin, I'm sure. And until next time, be safe.